everyone, this is your host Christopher with Off Grid Unlimited. A few years ago I did a bow setup video. Some of y'all may remember that. But I figured start of 2020 season, our season here in Kentucky's already started. It started September 5th. But start of the season for me personally, I wanted to do an updated bow video. So hopefully I'll do stick around and enjoy the video. Alright, so first I wanted to start off with some smaller changes. As you can see, first and foremost, I did go ahead and buy me a SKD bow case. The good thing about this bow case is I can actually go out of state with it, fly on a plane, and not have to worry about anything. It's got dual locks on the front. It's latched all the way around. There's a lot of nice things that I've upgraded. It's really hard shell. It's got a nice handle, like my old one that was built in. Opening up, as you can see, my bow is not in here. I'm saving that for here in just a second. Let me make sure everything's in frame still. Yeah, we're good. So similar things from last season to this season. My Leupold RX 850i TBR rangefinder. Definitely going to keep that. My release, I'm still using the same Scott release that I had last season. The season prior. I really love this thing. It's so easy in the tree to, a deer comes to be sly and just hook up to your D-loop and pull. And the tension on it just feels perfect for me. One change, especially this season compared to seasons past, is my arrows. I went with some Maxima. I think these are the Red Zone Maximas. I'm trying to find the spline. I think they're 250 spline, Carbon Express. So these have woven, I don't know if y'all can see that or not. These have woven Kevlar. The shaft is a woven Kevlar, so it's a lot stronger than my old arrows. The reason being is I think this season we are going to be doing a little bit more public land hunting, and hopefully here in the coming seasons we will actually be going to Montana to go elk hunting. So that being said, my arrowheads are going to be 125 grain new archery products for whitetail. The 125 kill zones, the same thing I've been using, except for last season I used 100 grains. This season I'll be using 125 grains. But the main reason is because I'm trying to get my bow to where I can shoot both elk and deer. For deer, I'm going to use the kill zones, and then for elk, I'm going to use a fixed broadhead, similar to the broadhead that the hunting public is using. I think I want to run with that setup because theirs seems to work perfect for them. So without further ado, let's go ahead and go grab the bow and show y'all the bow. So for 2020, I will be shooting a 2018 Matthew Tri-X. I'm just going to go ahead and run down the bow real quick because I got a few other things I want to talk about. I'm trying to keep this video short. Stabilizer is a 10-inch Trophy Ridge Hitman quick disconnect stabilizer. Came with the armrest, the wrist rest, whatever you want to call it. My drop down, or my rest, of course, is a QAD drop down rest. Sight, as you can see, also is a single pin. It is going to be an HA Light Ultra Optimizer sight. I went ahead and got the single pin because I know I'm not going to go elk hunting this season, but in season, like for the season after, if we go elk hunting, I want to be comfortable with the sight. I don't want to be out in the woods and have a doubt about my sight. So that's why I went ahead and bought it. So I'm going to set my bow down and run through the specs real quick. The specs are 28.5 inch draw, 50-pound limbs. And before any of y'all leave a comment down saying, why would you buy 50-pound limbs when you know you want to elk hunt? I didn't know hardly anything about the bow. The guy only told us that it was a Matthews Tri-X. It was in really good shape. He only shot about 100 arrows through it and then set it up in his box and hadn't shot it since. So we didn't know that it was a 26.5 inch draw originally. Yeah, and 50-pound limb. That's what I got to deal with when I got it. So I went to Traditions Archery in Louisville, Kentucky. Had him set up the bow for me. I asked him if he could change the draw length. I didn't know that the new Matthews have modules instead of their traditional pin that you just move. So I went ahead and ordered those to get it to my draw length. Now me and him, or not me and him, but he told me that the bowl was set up. I went and picked it up, drove down to Bowling Green, and realized when I went to go get, what was I going to get? I went to go get arrows for the bow. I went to Hunter's Den in Bowling Green, Kentucky, or it's actually in Richardsville, Kentucky, right outside of Bowling Green. It's about an hour drive. Went in there, and the guy who owns the place was me and him was sitting there talking about the fact that my limbs, because I didn't know what the draw weight was. So I went and got my arrows cut and purchased a few other small item and things from him. And I asked him if he could check the draw weight for it. And he drew it back and it was at 53 pounds. And I was like, is that maxed out? He said, yeah, it's fully maxed out. And that's when me and him was discussing the options of what I could do. He said you could try to reach out to somebody and ask them if they would be willing to trade for 70-pound limbs. So if any of y'all are interested, please let me know and I'll be willing to trade. I'll even put some money towards the trade as well. If you have a 2018 Tri-X and 70-pound limbs and you don't want them anymore, let me know. Or I could buy new limbs and looked up the price of new limbs for them, and they're about $500 to $700, and I don't have that money. So the plan is to use the bow for the season, just because I know I'm not going to be elk hunting. I'll only be whitetail hunting. So I'm going to use the bow for the season, and then at the end of the season, I'm going to sit down and contemplate whether I want to just spend the money for the new cams, because at that point I'll have enough money in the bow to buy a new bow, or just go ahead and buy a new bow. So you might be getting a new hunting setup next year. So keep that in mind. So enough of that rant. That's going to be my bow for 2020, if not a little bit longer, depending on what I can find out and if somebody emails me. I want to go ahead and say, please hit that subscribe button. We are very close to 1,000 subscribers. I think as of last I've seen was 780. So we're still a little ways off, but we are definitely reeling in that 1,000 real quick. Trey has content coming out after this weekend. Him and Bo are going to do another test. Michael has some videos that he's got working in the works, and I have some videos I have in the works also, more trail camera reviews. Tomorrow I might be setting up all my cameras, so I might make a video out of that. I'm not 100% sure quite yet. And I don't want to ramble on anymore. I do this a lot, so hopefully y'all did enjoy this video. If y'all did, make sure to hit that like button, press that subscribe button, make sure your bell is turned on, because that way you get notified when we upload a video. If you have any comments, leave them down there. We will gladly answer them. And hopefully y'all did enjoy this video. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.